Hey y'all, okay, so I'm getting real results here. Working out with LASHAE Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and taking my ISOT, y'all. I am really getting it in. Y'all can get these booty bands, y'all can get cute little workout outfits and everything from teamlashae.com. The link is down below in the description box. Okay, check out these results right here. Get into it. Y'all should also check out Waist Knot Beads. She sent me these and I really love them. But yes, y'all, get onto this ISOT. I know they tell y'all it's a scam, but it's not. Like, look at me. And let's not forget about Omiyage. Get you some. Come on now. Get all moisturized and such. Let your natural hair live. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondi Blue and I am back for Marriage Bootcamp Hip Hop Edition. The episode where Vado tries to choke out Tahiri because about 15 minutes before she threw 2 apples at his face. Yeah, this is an abusive relationship if I've ever seen it, okay? But I also want to remind everyone that not only is Vado a man, but he is a man that asked for this behavior from Tahiri. Earlier in the season, maybe about 2 episodes ago, we could start at the first episode when he told her that she was a thirst box because of the way she acted in her previous relationships, and the fact that she doesn't act like that with him, he finds that problematic. It makes him feel like she's not really into him. He wants old Tahiri. He wants feisty, I want to fight Tahiri. Remember that, you guys? Oh, okay. All right then. I want to remember that, as well as remembering all the things Tahiri has done to emasculate this 17-year-old man that's in a grown man body. Like, because I am like really tired of seeing so many women say shit to me like Tahiri poked the bear. Tahiri deserved what happened to her because she said something that hurt Vado's feelings. That whole you can't emasculate a man. Like, here's the thing. If your masculinity is so easily bruised, then that's something you need to work on within yourself. And if you need to choke your woman or put your hands on her or scream to security that you're going to have to go to county tonight because you're going to put your hands on her, then you don't need to be with her and you need to get out of her space. That's what adult men do. That's what grown men do. Ignorant boys put their hands on women and think that that is a good enough reason. He got on social media and responded with the uproar with he didn't put his hands on her, he didn't hit her. He didn't hit her. Because as long as I don't slap her or punch her, it's okay if I choke her a little bit. Physically, he will always be stronger than Tahiri. As long as he is, a full-bodied man as he is today, he is physically stronger than her. So him deciding to choke her is not okay in any way, shape, or form. And I am not taking that she, emasculated him as a reason for why that is okay. Because it's not okay. And I'm not going to act like it is. Okay? Now that I've said that, we're going to go blow by blow. And I'm going to give Tahiri the reading she deserves as well. Please. So stay with me. Okay? But I had to get that off my chest first because I find that alarming that so many women, I'm not surprised when men say things like that to me, but I am surprised when grown women want to buck for a man because they don't like a woman so much. Okay? Like, some of y'all just don't like Tahiri. And I've also had another woman say to me that she's not a black woman. So why should we expect the men around her to want to protect her or to care or to have some type of reaction to a man choking her? Well, because she's a woman, first of all. And somebody black, okay? Somebody black had somebody that had Tahiri, okay? And I don't even think it's that far behind, okay? Because Tahiri has the hair texture of every other black girl that is on this show. Okay, which is why she has braids in just like Shonda, okay? Because she got 4B, 4C hair like everybody else, okay? So I don't know what you call that, okay? If you want to call it Afro-Latina, whatever, but there is African ancestry. She is who she is, hair, ass, and all, because somebody African is in her line, okay? So to use that as an excuse for why she should not have been protected or cared for is a problem for me. So as a black woman, to see other black women feel like she shouldn't have been protected is a problem, because we are the least protected. So I don't like to see other black women validate that frame of mind, to give a grown man, a 40-something-year-old grown man who has children, to give him a pass on putting his hands on a woman because she threw an apple at him prior, or because she emasculated him. Because some of y'all didn't even see that she threw the apple. Y'all just said she emasculated him by calling him broke. Well, he called her thirsty first. She called him broke as a response for him calling her thirsty the first day. The first thing he said about her in marriage boot camp was she was thirsty. The way she handled herself in previous relationships. She don't handle herself like that in this relationship with him because she don't want to fight. Because she's an adult now. Because she's trying to act like a grown woman and not always resort to violence. Now she resorts to violence. He reciprocates and it's all her fault. That's what I got from a lot of y'all about what y'all was saying. And I'm just not here for that. Now, there are more women who feel like I feel. Like at the end of the day, yeah, she shouldn't have threw that apple at him. She wrong, but he's still a man. He's still a man. He's still stronger than her. And he still actually physically touched her versus her throwing something at him, which I feel like takes it to another level. Throwing something at you and actually a man who's stronger than you picking you up by the neck, I'm sorry, that's a different situation. Say what you will, okay? We all have to grow. But, you know, I feel like whoever has the most strength has the most responsibility to control themselves. That's just how I feel about it. Everybody, but you have the most responsibility because you're the man. And you could really hurt her, okay? She can't put her hands on your throat, I feel like, and really physically strangle you. Like, I'm sorry, but women, like, your hands ain't that strong. You can't physically strangle this man. You got to have, like, crack strength to do something like that, okay? But anyway, y'all, let's get into it. So Erica and Devon are still arguing from last night about him choosing to go downstairs and, you know, smoke with Vado versus going upstairs with her. And y'all know he snatched the phone out of her hand, which was another time of these men being so physical with these women. And I'm sorry, y'all, but I don't care what y'all say. When I see it, it's alarming to me. It is scary to me to see these men jump and go at these women with, you know, with such physical, violent aggression. Like, I don't know what's wrong with y'all. Like, that's not how people should be. I'm sorry. Hazel took a pregnancy test, found out she was pregnant. She's also spotting and bleeding, so Dr. Ish sends them to the hospital, and they're not involved in, you know, the activities for the beginning of the day. Now, the boot campers all get locked in their bedrooms, and they have to, like, figure out how to get out, like an escape room. Okay, one partner is blindfolded, the other partner asks them questions, and they find clues around the room to help them get out of the room and, you know, ask more questions, so on and so forth. They have to switch blindfolds at, you know, one point or another. Phaedra doesn't want to wear a mask, doesn't want to participate at all. Okay, Ricardo act like an ass at first about being blindfolded, but eventually got into it and started to have fun. Because I didn't really understand what was happening at first. You just see them finding clues around the room. I feel like they didn't even know what was going on. So for me to be lost, it's fine because I wasn't even there, okay? But either way, you know, of course the questions and clues have something to do with their relationships and their issues or whatever, okay? So Corrupt and Tony find a clue and they play well together, okay? Then Tahiri and Vado put together a puzzle while she's blindfolded. Like, that was a whole ordeal. And Phaedra says that when God wants us to be let out of this room, we will be let out. Just chill. And she decides to take a nap. After she made the bed, she laid back on the bed and took a nap and did not participate, frustrating Medina because Medina wanted to, you know, Medina wanted to play along. He wanted to do the activity and she didn't want to do it, which made him feel like he was in the situation by himself, which he is, okay? Willie and Shonda are answering some of their questions, and one of the questions is, how many women has Willie cheated on Shonda with? He says 12. I don't believe that. I think it's been way more than that, but okay, fine, 12. She doesn't think it's been 12. She thinks it's been more than 12. Now she want to know who all the bitches are. Girl, it don't matter. They wasn't you. All right, that's all that matters. They were not you. They weren't who they were supposed to be. You. That's all that matters. It doesn't even matter who the women were. Turns out their key was in her blindfold the entire time. So yeah, after all that aggravation and confusion, it was right there in front of him the whole time. Willie and Shonda finished first, and they get to watch everybody else go through their process. Phaedra is still sleeping. Tahiri and Vado find their keys in the door lock, so they get out second. Ricardo and Tony are, working together and getting through it. They're like the next couple I think that's gonna get out. Then eventually Medina gets himself out of the room. Okay, with no help from Phaedra whatsoever. Willie is upset throughout the day about having to be honest about the number of women that he cheated on Shonda with, and Shonda has shut down. And I'm just kind of like, why are you upset that you had to be honest about how many times you did it to her? And we all know that that's like not the right number, but still, I just don't understand how you can be upset about it. You did it. Like, how you gonna be mad at her? You did it. Like, it doesn't. Lord, Willie, pull it together. So they then talk about how Willie's mind wasn't ever really on the marriage. You know what I'm saying? They got married so early. Blah, 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 blah. Okay? Blah, blah, blah is actually in my notes. If you were watching along with me on Instagram the night that the show came on, because I did a live watch along on Instagram at BondyBlue. Y'all should follow me. We watched it, and that was a part of the notes, because I feel like, we're always trying to get to the sensitive side of Willie, and he cries every fucking episode and nothing changes. So the doctor is talking to them about how they have to do better with one another so that, they give better to their children. Like, you don't want your daughter to have to go through what you've put her mother through, or for her to feel like it's okay for a man to dog her out, because that's what you're teaching her. By your actions, you're teaching her that she should not expect a man to be faithful. She should not expect a man to respect her. She should not expect a man to actually be a partner, but someone who comes in and out and does as they please, which will stress her out, okay? Because she's not actually getting help, okay? She's just getting fucked and ducked. Willie starts to cry. Shonda comforts him. Now, ain't that some shit? She comforts him. It's the R&B nigga way. I did you wrong, so I cry. You comfort me. Okay? Anyway, y'all, Erica and Devon come back from the doctor's office, and Dr. Ish talks to Erica and Devon, so he can check on them and see what's going on and explain to them, how they're going to participate in the activity, which is the activity they do where everybody has to walk around with something connected to them that's going to electrocute them. So if they do something that their partner doesn't like, which is on a list of 3, they do any of those 3 things, their partner can shock them. One of the things they talk about is that since Hazel is pregnant, Devon needs to calm his ass all the way down, okay? Stop jacking shit out of people's hands. Stop being physical. Stop overreacting. Stop, just doing the most all the time, stressing her out now that she's pregnant and she's, in her 30s. So this is high risk. So calm down. Get it together. Ricardo is trying not to irritate Tony because he doesn't want to get zapped. We all know that because of his alcoholism, he's barely hanging on by a thread physically. So electrical shocks probably won't feel good to him, especially to him. Tahiri starts doing that, you're not listening to me, so I'm just going to get up and walk away thing. He keeps talking over her. Like, I feel like we were catching like the end of the argument almost, whatever they were talking about. But he was interrupting her while she was trying to talk. So she just got upset and got up and walked away, which was one of the things that she does. So he buzzed her. She got upset about that. So then she, after a while of going back and forth, screaming and hollering at one another like 2 toxic, ignorant people, will do, she took off the bracelet so she can no longer be shocked. Now everybody feels like, well, Tahiri, you're doing the most. You're not even participating anymore, So now everybody's looking at Tahiri like, bitch, what is the issue? What is the problem? Why are you not participating? He didn't even shock you as much as he could have, which I agree with. Phaedra is on her best behavior, so she doesn't get shocked. Like somebody else that don't want no positives, okay? Which I don't think Medina will do it anyway, even though I think Phaedra deserves it. Devon was given a water gun instead of, the electrical thing, obviously because Hazel is pregnant. And so he was shooting Hazel with water. And Vado was shocking Tahiri over and over again. So she, like I said, took it off. She started going in on him, saying that he was wasting her time. You wasting my time. And, you know, talking all hard and shit from the gut like she liked to do. You know, blah, blah, blah. You know, like that. And she's not trusting the process. She says, no, I'm not trusting my partner, okay? Tahiri and Vado argue in front of everybody in the kitchen. So she takes 2 hard-ass green apples. The first one hits him smack dab in the face, and the other one kind of like, you know, I think he might have dodged the other one. But the first one hit him smack dab in the face, and it was an apple. So I know it hit him hard, and I know it hurt. I don't think she intended to hurt him the way she thought she did. You know, I don't think she intended to do it the way it happened. Like, I've done that before where I was throwing something. I used to throw shit at Lyric all the time. In order to not hit him, I would throw things at him. I haven't thrown anything at him in a while. So, like, I'm getting better, okay? I told y'all God wasn't through with me. That's why I understand Tahiri, because I'm also somebody who would handle things violently in past relationships, you know, as far as hitting people and all of that. And I had to learn to stop doing that. And it wasn't because somebody like choked my ass up. It's just because I matured and realized that I don't want you putting your hands on me. So I'm not going to put my hands on you. Now, when we playing this shit, that's different, okay? Because we play fight all the time. And it's just funny for us. But like actually hitting or throwing something hard at his head, I couldn't do that, okay? So for Tahiri to do that, y'all know Tahiri is on a whole nother level with her anger and the abuse that she's had, you know, done to her, and vice versa in other relationships. Like, I think the relationship with Joe Budden was abusive. You know, Joe Budden was on drugs for a lot of their relationship. And, you know, I just feel like Tahiri has been through a lot. And I think Tahiri is at a place where she's trying to not be that person anymore. And Vado is always trying to bring that person out of her because he likes that response, because he's just as immature, if not more, than she is. I mean, he actually is more immature than she is, because even when she's not in this place of violence, she's constantly having to mother him in these different ways. And I personally feel like when men don't require mothering, you don't have to mother them, okay? But like only men who actually require the mothering end up getting mothered by a woman that they are dating. I still don't know why Tahiri and Vado are even together. Like, I haven't seen why y'all like each other. I haven't seen, like, I mean, I know he's sexually attracted to you. I haven't seen you really be that into him. Like, I just don't get it. I don't understand what's happening here in the first damn place, okay? So Dr. Ish sits everybody down and he talks to Willie and Shonda first about how Willie is not a good communicator, okay? And Shonda can't wait to tell somebody that she's right, okay? She loves being right and all of that type of stuff. And it's just kind of like, you know, take responsibility, Shonda, because at the end of the day, he's been cheating on you the entire marriage. You could have left years ago and you didn't. So at some point, take responsibility for your choice to be in your pain and to sit in it and wallow around in it and throw it up in the air and shit and just have fun with it the way that you do, and then have the luxury of turning around to blame him because he continues to do it over and over again. But bitch, you continue to stay over and over again. Willie says that he should have shocked Shonda a lot more than he did, but he was trying to spare her. And Shonda said, just like I did, well, damn, about time you spared her from some pain, because you don't spare her from the pain in y'all's relationship. Whatever, nigga. Then we get to Devon and Erica. One of his main issues is being quiet and withdrawing. He doesn't think that's the issue. It is, okay? It's a lack of intimacy when you're not engaging. You know what I'm saying? Like, it leaves a lot of space. Okay, and if you're somebody like Hazel, whose, you know, mind is probably constantly going, when he's quiet like that, you're always wondering, like, what the is going on in your mind? You know what I'm saying? Like, it can then become like an anxiety thing for you because you feel like you don't know what's actually going on in his head when he's probably just spaced the fuck out. Like, that's just probably what it is. But still, you know, it's an issue in a relationship. So Phaedra and Medina, she didn't engage at all, okay? Her comfort is more important than their relationship, and that is true because the relationship is not real. Dr. Ish asked what was the worst part about Phaedra's divorce. Trying to get some type of real emotion out of Phaedra. And really the worst part was giving up on the relationship. Realizing that you had to let it go and that it was over and that in some way, you know, you failed. Because that's what you feel. You know, not that you actually did fail, but you feel like you failed when your marriage doesn't work out. Phaedra is scared after what happened with Apollo. And I'm like, okay, like how many times are you going to tell us that? So they move on to Tahiri and Vado. And she says that, you know, she feels like he gaslights her into being that person that she used to be, arguing and fighting, and then she ends up looking crazy to everybody. I mean, exactly what was happening, she explains. And because he's upset about getting hit in the face with the apples, when she turns around and says that, you know, and puts some of the blame on him, he gets up to choke her out. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And she hurry up and put that neck down because, you know, this is not the first time. And y'all, let me say this. Do you know how many times I've wanted to do that to somebody and I have to control myself? So as somebody that has anger issues and has to control their anger issues, I don't have any sympathy for Vado. Okay, I don't give a fuck that you felt emasculated. I really don't even care that she threw the apples in your face. You're a grown-ass man. And the way you did that in the moment shows me that you could have controlled yourself, but you didn't want to. And you did that publicly. It'd be different if y'all did that shit in private. Like, let's be real. It'd be different if he did it in private, okay? But he, in a room full of people, security cameras, and on national television, choked this woman out, okay? Because she threw apples at his face about 10 minutes ago. He should have went upstairs and talked to Dr. Ish or said, I don't want to go down because I want to put my hands on her right now. Like, but see, that would take an adult to be able to assess his own shit and say, hey, bruh, look, I'm in this space right now. I might hurt this bitch. I need to get away from her. Okay, that's how he should have handled it. And that's not how he handled it. Now, she shouldn't have threw them damn apples at him. I didn't even see the point of that, but that's why I feel like she wasn't necessarily trying to hurt him. She thought, you know, oh, I'm doing something to hurt him. I'm doing something to bother him. She didn't think it was going to make him as mad as it did. I don't think she knew that, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I've done that before, where I'm just like being like stupid, like mad, being stupid, but not expecting it to do what it did. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could be wrong. They're both wrong in this situation. Please don't get me wrong. Like, she's wrong. But I still feel like he's a man and he shouldn't have put his hands on her like that. And the fact that he did it so easily in front of all of those people shows a lack of control. And it also shows that he will be that way in other facets of his life. If you think that she's the only woman he's ever done that to, you got him fucked up. Especially when his response was that he didn't hit her. That means that it was okay that he did what he did. And to me, even if you did feel like she came at him wrong, you should at least feel like as a man, he shouldn't be putting his hands on a woman and he should be apologetic for his part in their foolishness. And he doesn't feel like that because he didn't hit her. So yeah, I think that's sick. I think everybody needs real therapy. I think all you niggas with money need to help yourselves, help your families, help your children, and get therapy to deal with your issues so you can stop being so stunted emotionally and mentally to think that as long as you don't hit a bitch, it's okay to choke her and take air from her body. And Tahiri, you need to pick better men. Men that don't want you to be ignorant, loud, uneducated, unrefined version of yourself. And I'm talking about not educated as in school, but educated in life enough to learn that everything doesn't require a reaction and everything doesn't require a physical reaction for sure. Especially when you're a woman and you're dealing with a man and you don't want him to put his hands on you, then you need to reciprocate and keep your fucking hands and all items that can be thrown to yourself. So she's definitely raggedy and wrong for this shit as well. You need to pick better. Why are you even sitting up here dealing with Vado? I don't understand, Tahiri. Find you an adult, a grown man who can control himself and does not ask for you to be a person that you're trying to not be. Okay? Like, both of y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. Y'all are too old for this shit. Tahiri, you definitely too old to be throwing shit at him in front of people like that. You embarrassed him. You embarrassed him, so he embarrassed your ass. Okay? My only problem is I feel like for men, I've seen too often when shit like that happen and men control themselves. I control myself, so he should have been able to control himself. Period. Period. And I'm not about to argue with y'all about it. So there's that. Thank you, Dr. Ish, for coming to the rescue and taking him and ushering him off. Because my problem with everybody else in the room was that nobody even flinched. The other men in the room, they didn't even flinch. Nobody even stood up. Nobody was like, come on, Vado, man, chill out. Like, don't do that. Not even for the protection of himself. Because no matter how you look at it, he still choked that woman up like out of nowhere in that moment. Okay, even though it wasn't out of nowhere, still in that moment, it was out of nowhere. And not one of those men flinched to protect her, to stop him, anything. And I think that's a part of the problem with this whole situation, with this whole world, is that everybody feels like shit is not their problem, it's not their responsibility, it's not their, you know, business. So they allow for these things to happen. And you know what happens? It's like it's a culture of allowing women to be hurt, allowing women to be abused, and no one comes to the rescue. It doesn't matter if she's gonna be with him tomorrow. You as a man should feel like, I don't want that type of shit happening in my presence. So do us a favor and don't put your fucking hands on this woman in front of us, okay? Like, how about that? It could start there, okay? Like, protecting your own energy when you don't want to see shit like that. But when all of y'all sit around and don't do anything, y'all all look like spineless men. Y'all don't even look like men. Y'all look like scary ass boys that don't want to piss off Vado, that don't want to get involved, so you don't do the right thing, which is to try to diffuse the situation when you see a man putting his hands on a woman. Period. And that's it. So I hope y'all enjoy. I said what I said. Okay? Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next one.